Hi,
Hi,
I'm so glad you're here. I'm Rose. Mimi.
and I'm Steve. Beep beep.
Together,
Together,
we
we're
are
the
the
Redeemed
Redeemed
Road Runners.
Roadrunners.
We started chasing adventure in my Plymouth Roadrunner 58 years ago in our small town.
9 years ago, we started chasing adventure in an RV nationwide. If you love travel, nature, stories, unusual and quirky things, you're in the right spot. Help us celebrate our brand new YouTube channel. Redeemed
Redeemed for
Road
Life
Runners
RV
RV
Life.
Life! Yay! Yay! Well, Steve left me. There's nothing new there. He always tells me he doesn't like being around a lot of people, and which he doesn't. But I'm looking around here going, I don't see anybody here. This is not the appropriate time for that. But anyway, he also is not much of a talker, and I usually talk too much. And so, for that reason, I am going to be the face of this channel for the most part. Um, I'm excited. I'm surprised because this is our very first video, and I'm finding that I'm enjoying doing this, even learning some of the processes on the editing and all of that mess that you have to do. So, anyway, let me tell you a little bit about the two of us. Like we said, I'm Rose, he's Steve. We've been together 58 years, married 57, have 2 children, 7 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren. I can see you doing the math. Yeah, we got married young. And no, we are not. No, no, no. I don't like to use that word. So for this instance right here, I'm gonna call it seasoned, because that is one of the ways in which I look at life in general. You start out your life in the springtime, and that works its way up to age 25, maybe. I look at it in 25-year segments. So spring would be 1 to 25, summer would be 26 to 49, fall at 50, you're going to go into the fall of your life. And it's when your hair starts changing color, just like the trees change color. And then at age 75, you're going to jump into, well, I guess that would be 76. You would jump into the winter. Well, Steve and I are on the cusp of the fall and the winter, and neither one of us are ready to jump over the fence and go into winter yet. So anyway, might have to boost that up to 80 in our case right now. Anyway, why did we call this channel the Redeemed Roadrunners? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you a little side story. Back in the day, 58 years ago, when we were teenagers, we lived in a small town, and all there was for teenagers to do was to cruise the local roads and run in and out of the hamburger joint, maybe stop at the shopping center and see who was there and chat to them a little bit. And there wasn't much else for us to do. A friend of mine and me was at the hamburger joint one Friday or Saturday night, I don't even remember. But in comes this shiny red Roadrunner, and he's cruising around the hamburger joint, and Steve was driving it. It was his car, and he was with his best friend, and they stopped and asked if we wanted to go um, cruising for a little while, and we said, yeah, why not? And at least for Steve and me, the rest is history. But anyway, point is, neither one of us were Christian then. Now we both have been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Hallelujah. And we started out running road together and still are. Different wheel, same adventure. So we weren't redeemed, now we are redeemed, but we're still running the roads together. So there you have the name. We're not new to RVing. This year will be our 10th year when we leave to go out of here. We've got 9 years under our belt. We've seen a lot of places and done a lot of things in those 9 years. We've logged 100,000 miles on the roads. We have covered all the lower 48 states. We've been to Canada. We've been to Alaska. And we actually have been to Hawaii too, but not in the RV. So, why didn't we start a YouTube channel 9 years ago? Why now? Honestly, we had no desire to. I was freshly retired, and YouTube, honestly, seemed like this to me. And I was ready for some R&R away from that. So, and the other thing is, more importantly, neither one of us knew diddly squat about starting a YouTube channel. We actually still know very little about that, but we're going to plug away anyway. So, why now? Necessity. The motivating cost, the motivating factor is cost. We live and travel on our Social Security. I have a very tight shoestring budget. And over the past 9 years, the cost of things have gone up, up, and up. You know what I'm talking about. Gasoline, the campgrounds, food, all of our expenses. So the cost has outpaced our income at this point. And I really couldn't see myself being a Walmart greeter here. We actually travel 4 to 6 months a year, and I'm home the rest of the time. And I just couldn't see myself being a Walmart greeter while I was here. So I decided to let's give this YouTube thing a shot. I'm living proof that an old dog, seasoned dog can learn new tricks, especially when you have a smart grandson like we do that has helped me along the way to learn things. Thank you, Bowden, for all your help. We love you. Love you, darling. Second reason for our channel is we like to help others. Um, I am hoping that this would be an inspiration to some people that can't get out and travel. I've got several friends of mine here where we live, and they tell me that they live vicariously through me because of the pictures I post on Facebook. And I'm hoping that maybe some other people will be able to do that and get some joy out of it. And the last and certainly not least reason for this channel is simply sharing the love of Jesus. I can't hardly help it. I love him and I give him the glory for all he has done for us in our lives. And I love to tell other people about him and how much he's done for us. Um, you know, we live in a crazy world. People need hope and encouragement, and they need to know that somebody loves them. And there's nobody better for that than Jesus. He loves everyone. All he wants is for you to love him in return. So expect me to drip a little Jesus on you now and then. You may have noticed, like right now, I'm looking down at my notes as I talk to you. I mean, teachers use them, pastors use them, presidents use them, except they have a big teleprompter. So why can't I? It's actually for your sake. You don't want my brain to jump track, hard telling where we'd end up. Starting a YouTube channel might be crazy at our age. We are 74 and 75. I'll let you decide who is which. But this isn't the first crazy thing we've ever done. It won't be the last either, I can assure you. But right now, I've got a huge learning curve ahead of me. So because of that, I'm going to ask you a favor. If you would please grant me a little bit of grace and a little bit of patience as I learn the ropes here, and hopefully we'll get better as I go along. And I know I can do this. I know I can because my life verse is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I rely on that each and every day of my life, and it's never failed me. I live my life by that verse. So what kind of content can you expect from our channel? Well, I'm looking back at the last 9 years we've traveled, and I can tell you we love nature. We've been to a lot of national parks and other things outside, outdoors. And I love critters, big and small. I don't care who they are. what size they are. It's not unusual for me to go down the road and I see a bear or something, and or a deer even, and I'll say, "Stop, Steve, stop!" And he says, "You've seen one before," and I said, "Well, I haven't seen that one." So that's me. And anyway, we're not big into art, but I do love the art that is murals that are on the sides of buildings in these small towns that we go through. And I like the quirky little things that people have built out of unusual and odd things, little statues and things like that. And they use some unusual things to build these. And speaking of unusual, I do like unusual things, especially if they have a good story behind them. We even go to cemeteries. Some people think that that's weird. Me, I said it wouldn't be weird unless we went to all of them. We go to the ones that have headstones that's interesting to us and find some other cool ones along the way. Anyway, we prefer boondocking. So maybe I may share a few things on this channel to help you with what we learned. If you're new to RVing or you're thinking about RVing, I can certainly show you some frugal ideas how we live when we're on the road. Maybe I can share a little budgeting tips. Um, Being that we live on Social Security, I have a very tight budget and we stick to it. And maybe I can share with you medical issues, medical things that we have, right down to how we get our prescriptions. I have a lot of over-counter things that I use, and I get them from Amazon, and other things that come up while we're traveling. Even cancer. Yeah, that ugly big C raised its ugly head the first year we were out. If you would be, I'd love to share the story with you. If you'd be interested in hearing it, drop me a comment and let me know what other things that would be of interest to you to see on this channel and hear. The first few videos, though, I want to get you up to speed from where we were when we started thinking about this channel. It started about 3 years before, 9 years ago. So where we were then to where we are now. So hit subscribe and tune in the next time we're going to do some time travel. Until then, Jesus loves you, and so do we. It's when you're